we're going to eventually get to an executive session here pretty quick. Superintendent, is your report brief? Maybe while you're bringing it up, maybe I'll just...
bring it up. It's just,
Okay.
just words.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just words. No pictures today, although I love pictures. So I just thought I would give...
Your mic?
I need you to turn it
Yeah, sorry, I'm lagging
Yeah,
there.
one significant report that came out that I just want to draw your attention to. I think Mark Peterson might have sent it forward. It was the annual quality counts report, and this time it really focused on per pupil spending. This won't surprise you, but we're still last in per pupil funding, even when it's adjusted for regional cost of living. Sometimes we hear, well, maybe you're really not, but we really are. We did rise above Nevada and Idaho on the equity of funding, or the equitable funding formula. So I just wanted to draw that to your attention. If you want to see the full report, I think it's public and we can find that for you. This summer, we have conferences going on, some really exciting conferences, and we've tried to push that out to you. Some that are noteworthy, our student advocacy support staff, and it's actually an expanded staff because it includes CTE. It's one of the biggest summer conferences, well attended and always phenomenal, being held at Wasatch High School next week. And the focus will be on student mental health, some keynotes, people that I've followed for years that are really interesting that I'm excited to hear. We have a civics conference coming up. I believe that's in June as well. Systems of support and teacher leadership. We're hosting CCSSO, so my peers will be here this summer, interstate, and I'm excited to brag about us and show off Utah and talk about the great things that we're doing. We'll also be working on leadership initiatives and all the things that we're always doing, but IT and business systems are getting some upgrades, and I hope that you felt the upgrades of the room today with the paint and the carpet, and Deputy Jones gave you a report on that, so I won't belabor it, but you'll continue to see those improvements so that we look like we actually care about our building that's been in ill repair, and it makes it nicer for employee retention as well. So speaking of employee retention, the last thing is that we had our employee recognition lunch earlier this week, and we honored people who have been here 5 years to 45 years. And our 45-year employee is Lee Gray, and she's so amazing. She does our graphics, and Lee is somebody who, she's just a quiet servant, and she hates fanfare. She hates to be acknowledged. I think Mark had to bribe her to get her to come into the luncheon and be acknowledged with a certificate. But we do have employees that are so willing to stay and contribute and continue to grow and learn, and I'm just so appreciative of their retention. Deputy Jones and I both earned our 10-year certificates this year, so we're hanging in there with you, and we love working here and just so appreciate our great staff. I just wanted to give a shout out to all of them, so that's my report.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for the superintendent? Vice Chair Brittany Cummins.
And Lorraine received her 30-year certificate.
Oh, that's right. I totally spaced that. Lorraine, how did I forget that? Yeah.
There's something about child labor laws. We fixed those, right?
Well, and I might mention, sir, that we've worked with HR, and I so appreciate Dana helping us with this, because sometimes we'll have employees come from another agency and they'll say, well, wait a minute, I put in 5 years there and I have 5 years here and you're only giving me 5 years, because there is some funding attached to these milestones. And then we really went all out and gave him the afternoon off. So that was a couple of hours of free time. Right. So it was really important to note that that was a big shift that Dana helped us navigate. So thank you, Dana. And Lorraine is well loved here, and she supports all of us. I know she supports the board, but she takes care of all of us as well. We really appreciate her.
And I'm not sure if it was on any recognition on that side, but just for your awareness, Dana is retiring. Is it next month? And so actually this is her last board meeting that she'll be with us on this. We might run into her a little bit next week, but she might be packing or whatever, and we appreciate you and the time that you have been here, supporting us and answering our questions and looking after the best interest of employees here at USBE. So thank you for your service.